experimenters from all over the world. My name is Ana Catarina. I'm from Brazil. I'm a conversion analyst and UX specialist, and I'm so happy to be part of this conference. And I'm here today to talk about best practices. Yeah, I know. You already followed one. I already followed one. It's a weird thing to say out loud. Yes, maybe. But we definitely not need to talk about this. Best practices are everywhere, are every common in every marketing area. And we want to know what everybody is doing so we can just copy and paste the same strategy and cross our fingers that it's gonna work for us too. When I first started as a CRO analyst, I loved to test best practices because it's a very easy when you simply don't know where to begin or you don't know what to study, when you don't have much references. And I learned that actually it's very easy to win a test. It's very easy. But it's very hard to dig and actually learn why it has won. And when you don't know why it has won, you can have the best storytelling in the whole world. It's not gonna work. And the results won't last long. And I will tell you why. And I will tell you why. In my experience, I had worked with CRO agencies, e-commerce companies, and now I'm currently working in a B2B business. And I'd like to show you 3 examples of this why best practices don't work. The first one, it's very common in best practices for some CRO gurus saying that you should decrease the number of fields to increase your conversions. But how about lead qualification? Do they know that my sales team is gonna kill me if I don't correctly qualify my leads? I don't know, but it's something to think about. Also, when I worked in a e-commerce, a designer asked me to test a fixed add to cart button in the bottom of the page in the mobile version of the website. We were so excited to test this because the new layout was awesome. And in the first 2 weeks, we increased our sales by 15% with this test. But the control and the variation was suddenly performing more and more similar. And I discovered the novelty bias. I will talk more about this later, but keep going. This third example, it's very important too. It's not about best practices, but it's having to learn from your results. One of my successful tests was a small change of copy and creating a new CTA in the construction company's website. It increased 800% the number of leads. Awesome, right? Awesome, I know. But this change was also not good for SEO, nor for branding. And we had to fight a battle inside the company to justify our changes. Why we were proposing that new CTA, that new copy, even with all the salespeople extremely busy with all the qualified contacts. We made some changes to the winning variation so we could share our strategy among the company and share our goals with other areas. And this happened only because I had a deep understanding of why the test was so important, and most important, why users were behaving that way. Otherwise, the client would have thrown all those results in the trash. And finally, let me tell you once and for all why best practices don't work. Correlation is not causation. Those A/B testing results you see in this guru's website can know for sure if the results are due to the new changes they made or due to something random, like a sale, holidays, pandemic virus, new ads, maybe a mention on the media, things that we can't and we cannot control. And I like this quote so much. Einstein said, "No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong." The second one, novelty bias. In the example I gave you before, we added a new cool thing in the website. People like it in the first days, but then it became just one more feature. Just like every other e-commerce store has a add to cart button, fix it. We won the test because it was a novelty, but it didn't impact the revenue. And what's more important for your business? And if we were talking about B2B, for example, every test we do only has an effect like 2 months or more from now. So we could have won this test with this best practice, but would it have made a difference to the business? I don't think so. And this leads us to the last motive: test and to learn. Test to win, test to learn. If the test doesn't have an direct impact on the revenue, it's very difficult to prove the value if you didn't learn from it. Let's say you changed a copy, an image, a button color. For random reason, the test increased your conversion rate. How would you explain this to your client or to your boss? We changed it because we like better this way. No, this is not simply part of the experimentation culture. This will lead you to, in your business, to nowhere. And I would like to quote the Stefan Tonk in his book Experimentation Works. He wrote, "All experimentation, whether conducted in Edson's laboratory a century ago or in online retail channels today, should generate knowledge. That knowledge comes as much from failure as it does from success." Finally, the output of this presentation is test to learn, not to win. Because nowadays, winning a test only takes a day or two until you discover that actually you were completely wrong about your business, about your users, about your clients, about your customer. Thank you so much for watching this. Let's connect on LinkedIn and talk more about experiments. Share your thoughts. Thank you.